Thank you for viewing the Platteville Public Library 2024 Year in Review. This presentation will include a summary of the Platteville Public Library's Year in Review for 2024 and will provide insight into our 2025 aspirations and budgeting needs. The Platteville Public Library exists to empower and connect our diverse community by providing equal access to resources that educate, enrich, and entertain. The library director is managed by a board of 7 Platteville citizens. Our employees are divided into 3 main teams consisting of youth services, patron services, and operations. The Platteville Public Library is a municipal library governed by a library board and established under Wisconsin law. We operate year-round, offering service in person 7 days a week during the school year and 6 days a week in summer, with 24/7 access to digital resources. The library provides a wide range of services, including books and media for checkout, technology access, private meeting spaces, educational programs for all ages, exam proctoring, research help, and community outreach. We also collaborate with 30 libraries in the Southwest Wisconsin library system for interlibrary loan. And as the resource library, we contract with SWLS to provide expanded services to all patrons in our system. We worked through several major accomplishments in 2024. Staff were excited to replace the tables and chairs in 2 of our most highly utilized meeting spaces, and we would like to thank the Library Foundation for their donation towards that project. We also welcomed a summer intern thanks to a grant from DPI, and we were pleased to retain this talented individual by transitioning them into a permanent assistant position. Staff and patrons also navigated technology upgrades and software replacements in 2024. The library's upcoming initiatives include installing a Mama Von nursing space, upgrading security cameras, and enhancing youth services shelving to better display materials. Plans also involve launching staff training via Niche Academy software, updating the strategic plan alongside the city's planning process, and supporting the city's goals related to the library building ownership and the shared space agreement with the adjoining hotel. The library welcomes over 1,200 visitors each week. Meeting room usage, programs for all ages and interests, and our high-speed internet continue to be highly utilized services. In 2024, we experienced a staffing shortage, which resulted in the suspension of Sunday hours in March rather than May. We resumed Sunday hours in September. Revenue sources include fees for lost or damaged items, private use of the community rooms, and printing and copying services. By law, we are not able to charge for our programs and events, and overdue fines are not charged in order to support equitable access to our services. The Platteville Library receives additional support through fundraising by the Platteville Library Foundation and staff efforts to secure local, state, and federal grants. County funding increased significantly for both 2024 and 2025. However, these reimbursement amounts fluctuate from year to year, and we will not likely continue to see such significant increases. The library typically utilizes CIP funding for several projects annually. At this time, all 2024 CIP projects have been completed, and we have 2 2025 CIP projects in the works. In 2024, the Platteville Library Foundation generously donated over $29,000 for a variety of projects. In 2025, the foundation has committed over $25,000 to support programs, collections, and CIP projects. We appreciate additional grant funding opportunities from local. The library's current strategic plan is out of date and no longer reflects the evolving needs of our community or the challenges we face today. In response, the library board is committed to developing a new strategic plan in 2025 that will guide our goals and services for the coming years. We are closely monitoring the city's planning process and will ensure that the library's new plan is thoughtfully aligned with the city's priorities and findings. This coordinated approach will help us better serve our residents and contribute meaningfully to broader community outcomes. The Platteville Public Library is supported by an active board and foundation that enhance services through strong governance, fundraising, and advocacy. We benefit from a loyal user base and a skilled, dedicated staff, and a welcoming, functional facility. Our diverse programming and collections attract broad community engagement, and effective partnerships with local organizations help us expand our impact. Recent increases in county funding further supported our impact in 2024. The library faces ongoing challenges related to facility ownership, as the building is not city-owned and lacks a clear path to ownership, limiting long-term planning for capital improvements. Shared infrastructure with the adjacent hotel creates confusion over maintenance responsibilities and complicates operations at times. Staffing challenges include maintaining a demanding 7-day service schedule, managing frequent coverage needs, and operating within a complex staffing structure, heavily reliant on part-time roles, which can lead to burnout, administrative strain, and retention issues. The library is facing growing external pressures that are driving the need for changes in services. Evolving community needs, such as increased foot traffic, demand for digital resources, and more diverse programming, are stretching current capacity. Rising operational costs further complicate service delivery. Internally, a complex staffing structure and upcoming retirements pose risks to continuity of operations and require proactive planning. Under the current budget trend, the library will face challenges in maintaining current service levels. Rising costs, along with anticipated federal and state funding cuts for libraries, mean that a minimal increase would result in fewer new books, fewer programs, and a review of community room reservation fees. We remain committed to serving the community and will need to adjust our offerings to match available financial resources. Major changes are not feasible under our current course of action, but incremental changes will be made as opportunities arise. If the library had an optimal budget, the director and library board would prioritize transitioning part-time staff positions to full-time positions to improve continuity, retention, and service capacity. On the facility side, efforts would focus on securing building ownership and a formal condo agreement with the hotel to clarify maintenance responsibilities. This would ultimately allow us to implement our existing space use plan to expand meeting and programming areas to meet the needs of our community. If budget cuts become necessary, the library board will engage the community to guide decisions. Cuts may reduce hours, programs, and collections, impacting the quality and quantity of our services to the community. Ultimately, our ability to innovate and engage the community would be significantly constrained if facing budget reduction. As we look ahead, it's clear that we cannot continue to grow or adequately staff our services under the current budget. To move forward, we must plan with a balance of ambitious goals and sustainable practices, ensuring we do not overextend our team or compromise service quality. We're proud to see strong usage and deep appreciation from our community, a reflection of the value the library brings every day. We are also fortunate to have the support of a dedicated board of trustees, an engaged library foundation, and a city government that believes in our mission. With thoughtful planning and continued collaboration, we can build a library that not only survives, but thrives. Thank you.